Hello there, Cancer. Thank you for joining my reading, for visiting and listening to your spread, your tarot spread for March of 2016. I'm very excited to have you here. The readings that I'm doing this month focus more specifically on the symbological meanings of the cards that count will show up in your spread. I am using the Rider Waite deck, and these cards I bought a couple of months ago when I was visiting family in Antigua, Guatemala. So I hope you like them. I really love them, and these are the cards that I'm using now. So here's your spread. All right, so as you can see, some of the cards are in Spanish. You have three major arcanas: El Juicio, Judgment, El Diablo, the Devil, and Temperance, Templanza. You also have Pentacles, Cups, Swords, and Wands. I love it when the readings come with all of the four elements. In the reading, you have representations of air, wind, fire, and water. No, what is it? Air, fire, water, and earth. That's what I meant. So we're going to start your reading with the card in the middle, the number 5, which is the Five of Wands. Now, in this card, we have, let's see, 5 men, and all 5 men are, they're struggling with each other. They're not really fighting. Nobody's really getting hurt, but they are swinging these wands around. And there's definitely um, some kind of conflict going on here. And that is why we have these uh, these people here kind of like clashing against each other. Now, the symbolism of the Five of Wands means that it has the potential to form a pentacle if these 5 people can work together. These 5 wands, you could form a pentacle. The wands clash together, symbolizing conflict and competition. The people are only using their wands to strike against the other wands rather than each other, and this symbolizes that no one is getting seriously hurt. The uneven ground at their feet um, symbolizes difficulty in moving forward. The 5 people are all wearing different colored clothes, symbolizing there is no team. Each person is on his or her own. Okay. So the Five of Wands tarot card denotes standing up for what is important to you, even if it means meeting some opposition. Five of Wands can denote arguments and quarrels. Everyone wants to get their opinion across and there's tension. The Five of Wands can mean people have personality clashes and they find themselves easily irritated by others. Now, if it's in relation to love, Five of Wands tarot card denotes arguments between couples. In a career reading, Five of Wands tarot card signifies competitive jobs. Okay? It could also mean physical work or a little bit of struggle going on in there. All right, so now this card basically is representing you right now. The center card is where you are, where it's you right now. It's at your center. It is what's happening with you right now. Now, it can be in reference to something that's happening in your life, daily routine, or something specific that's happening in your life, it's going on, or it could be something more profound. And because you have three major arcanas, I am thinking that it could be something more spiritual. All of the readings for this month have been filled with a lot of spiritual meaning. So it could mean more like learning to stand up for yourself, uh, working on communicating what it is you feel is important and not being afraid of what people are going to think. That would be lessons more of a profound level. If it's quarreling, well, between colleagues or family members, well, that's daily happenings in life. It's not serious quarreling, so I'm not too worried about like that. It would be a major issue that you quarrel with everybody that you meet. Okay, so that's what's going on there. Now, in the first card on the top left, you have the King of Cups. Now, this is the king. He is the king, all right? And he is the King of Cups, more or less. In other words, what more can you be but a king, right? The king is the ultimate, the ruler, right? And this is a beautiful card. Okay, so there's this gray stone throne. He's sitting in this throne, and it's made out of gray stone in the midst of turbulent sea. So, like all around him, there's this turbulent sea going on. Okay. And this symbolizes emotional strength because the cups are all about the emotions, but he is the king. So that means that at this level, he has learned, or she, to control emotions. Okay. Eh, He's got an amulet, and it's a fish amulet. Okay. And I'm going to see if I can find an image where you can see the fish amulet well. This symbolizes the depth of his knowledge. Okay, that's what the fish amulet means. All right, and okay, and then the fish that jumps out of the water on his right side. Okay, and I'll see if I can show you a closer image of that too. So this fish that jumps out of the water on his right side symbolizes his ideas and his creativity. So the amulet, the fish amulet, symbolizes the depth of his knowledge, and the fish on the right side, ideas and creativity. And he is the king, which symbolizes emotional strength. Now, the ship on his left side symbolizes his ability to navigate. And let's see. Yeah, okay. I'm thinking I forgot to mention that this is the Rey de Copas, the King of Cups. Ah, okay. In Spanish is Rey de Copas. So, um, because he is the king of his and he's got emotional strength, of course, it makes sense that he will be able to control his emotions, navigate in the emotional territory. He can be in an emotional realm and do very well in it. His yellow and red cape symbolizes the balance between his passion and intellect. Okay, and his blue cloak symbolizes his wisdom. So this is the king, and this is your first card, Cancer. So this is a really good card to have. Okay, you are the king of your emotions or the queen of your emotions. Okay, in other words, the king of your emotions, really, and it can be a man or a woman. Um, okay, now the king of Cups tarot card denotes a warm, honest, and generous person who is kind and fair. This is someone who is in control over his or her emotions. The King of Cups denotes maturity in dealing with emotionally charged people and situations. This person is balanced between the creative and logical side and in touch with his feminine side, or yeah, without it ruining his masculinity, okay, because it's denoting male generally. But if it's a woman, it can work vice versa. It's, but mostly for men, right? Need to be in touch with the feminine side. Women don't seem to have a lot of problem being in touch with the masculine side of life. For many men it's more difficult. Um, Now, in let's see, the King of Cups can be more diplomatic, mature, and respectful, and getting the respect you deserve in return. You will get respect and trust by giving respect and showing trust. If you show that you believe in people, they will want to make you proud. The King of Cups tarot card often shows up when you're about to reach your highest potential, Cancer. And it's showing up at the beginning of your reading. All right? So, it's very good. Now, let's see here. Oh boy. Okay. All right, it's a beautiful card. Now, in a love reading, King of Cups tarot card can mean falling in love with your best friend. So, okay, if the seeker is single, King of Cups means they most likely already know their soulmate, and they will soon realize who this person is. If in a relationship, King of Cups denotes a deep friendship between the couple. Sometimes when King of Cups describes a relationship, it can mean the couple is living an alternative lifestyle. Okay. In regards to career, King of Cups can mean you are about to be recognized in a big way. King of Cups often signifies careers at the top of the corporate world, possibly even CEO. Um, so, yeah. All right. So that's what you have at the beginning of your reading is your King of Cups. But your second card following King of Cups is Judgment. And this is an amazing card. It's a major arcana. And it does look kind of scary at first. I mean, Judgment, oh boy, sounds very biblical, right? And but it's really a very good card. And we're going to and I want to discuss the symbological imagery of this card because I think it's very interesting. Okay, so El Juicio. Okay, so the angel there is Gabriel. Okay, and this whole card represents higher genius or divine self. So the archangel Gabriel is the angel in the background, and he is the angel of messages. His trumpet symbolizes the afterlife's triumph over death, okay, denoting endings followed by positive new beginnings. The white banner with the orange cross is a standard Christian symbol that comes from the victory banner of Constantine, the first Christian emperor. When Gabriel holds this banner, it symbolizes victory over death. Now, a man, a woman, and a child are being called from the tomb of ego consciousness in this image. That's what's going on there. The three people are reflected on the other side of the river, And that is another symbol of the soul's victory over death. Now, the really interesting thing here is that the three people um, are also a symbol of the three pillars of the tree of life. Okay? Um, let's see here. Now, the ocean represents the end of the river or of a river, symbolizing individuals coming together for a greater good. All right, because usually rivers all flow out into the ocean, right? So they're all coming together to flow out into the ocean. Um, people coming together for the greater good. And the mountains, um, okay, the mountains represent, and you can see those in the background kind of lightly. They represent the structure that surrounds us all. Okay, so this is a very, very good card. New beginnings. Now, this card is ruled by Pluto, the planet for transformation, and the element of this planet is fire. Okay, so when this card shows up, what it could mean or generally means is that you're searching for change or some sort of transformation. And generally, it is telling us to accept our deepest needs. If we choose to ignore our dark side, destructiveness might soon follow. So it could be saying, okay, wake up, take note of where your denials are, perhaps, and move away from them. Take notice. Now, the Judgment Tarot card indicates taking responsibility for your actions and your life, being a good judge of character, seeing the truth, and knowing what you want. Okay. Judgment card often shows up when you need to step up and be a leader, speaking the truth, and being more assertive. So it is about truth, assertiveness. Now you are the King of Cups, el Rey de Copas. You're in charge of your emotions, right? But then here you're getting this Judgment card. Now, it's up to you to, you interpret it how it is, how you can, you know, um, find meaning of this card based on what is happening to you right now. Okay, I'm just a messenger here explaining what's on that card and see. But I really can't really tell you in any personal detail exactly what's going on because the King of Cups could represent somebody that you know. All right, and maybe this judgment is like you have to, say something to this person who's a good person. I mean, he's the king of his emotions, right? He works very well in the emotional realm. All right, and you are at this, and judgment is right above your center card. So, okay. Now this card also shows up when there are endings and when there are new beginnings. Okay. Now, okay. And let's see. These changes, these beginnings, these new things that maybe need to happen, that you need to manifest more consciously, um, are a consequence of you stepping up and becoming more of the person you were always meant to be. So, Yeah. Okay. Um, Now, let's see. Now, this card often shows up in readings when the seeker has made an important decision. Judgment is telling the seeker to trust in their decisions and to have faith in their abilities. That's beautiful. In a love reading, Judgment Tarot card describes relationships that are nearly ended, only to be revived at the last minute. Judgment can mean the couple needs to appreciate each other more. If the seeker is single, this card can speak to finding love through fulfilling your calling in life. Someone will fall in love with your leadership qualities. Okay. In terms of career, this card may signify, um, you know, careers where you're dealing with ideas and people, recruitment, politics, management, okay, education, even. All right. Okay. All right. So, very nice. So far, so far, it's really beautiful. I love the card that follows your judgment card. First of all, because it's just such a beautiful card. This is the nine of Pentacles, and Pentacles relate to abundance in the material world. And here you have this beautiful lady, and she's in a beautiful garden, as you can see, and she's surrounded by all kinds of lovely things all around her, flowers and grapes and and birds, a bird. It's a beautiful, beautiful card, and she looks like she's very well taken care of. Now, if you look at this card, you will see that there's vineyards, and this symbolizes success and accomplishment. The garden symbolizes a place for enjoyment and rest. So in her left hand sits a falcon, symbolizing focus on our desires and our goals, and to do what is necessary to bring our desires into our reality. So, um, it kind of like really flows with everything that's happening here so far. You have the King of Cups, who is the king of his emotions, and then you have El Juicio, judgment, which is telling you to stand up for yourself, be assertive, express yourself. Um, and then you have this lovely Nine of Pentacles, right? And it's telling you to do what is necessary to bring your desires into your reality, and that is being represented by the falcon. Okay, and the falcon's like right there. It's one of the first things we see in this card after we notice the lady, right? Um, so the that beautiful house in the background, um, it symbolizes security and possessions. The two trees in the background symbolize substance and vitality. Wow. So everything sounds really good. Now this card, this Nine of Pentacles, is is the Empress. Venus. She's Venus. Um, so it's Venus in Virgo, and Virgo is the Hermit, right? Now, this card denotes luxury and financial security, Cancer. Nine of Pentacles sometimes means being on a lavish holiday. It also signifies being surrounded by beauty, such as a garden, and to live in an oasis of comfort. Boy, that just makes so much sense for you, Cancer. A comfortable home that soothes the body, mind, and soul. Um, and that's what this card denotes. Sometimes this card denotes someone who is an overnight success. Okay, at least on the surface, but there are always plenty of uh, there's always plenty of work put um, into the work that one does, and people don't always see that, right? Um, this card also represents that the seeker is likely to be self-sufficient and self-confident. All right, and if this card is let's see, let's see, I was gonna think no, but that's not right. Excuse me. Hold on a minute. Let's see here. Okay, this card is saying to enjoy your life and live your life peacefully and in balance. Um, if you're able to do this, um, you will have the energy that you need to complete any unfinished jobs and projects. This card is reminding you to be graceful and to be tactful when dealing with others, as this is the card of class and style, and Cancers have great abilities in this. So maybe it's just reminding you not to forget. Um, Now, it could also just be saying that you feel very comfortable with yourself, and you feel very free and able to to be yourself, you know? Um you are able to speak your mind, say how you feel, say what you want in a way that does not, you know, hurt anybody's feelings or anything like that. That you're very wise in the way that you communicate. You're very graceful and tactful. Um, you are also able to just fly, fly with your desires. You know, spread your wings and fly. You're empowered in your life to be who you choose to be. Um, Now, if it's a love reading, all right, this card speaks to relationships, um, to a relationship that is a privileged relationship. If the seeker is single, Nine of Pentacles denotes no rush to settle down. Um, if it's in relation to career, this card signifies earning a wage through the use of one's talent. Of course, the seeker can also enjoy the luxury of freedom and minimal supervision at work. And again, that doesn't surprise me because Capricorns are very responsible. Um, It could also mean that you have money and might not even need to work. And if you do work, it is in the role of leaders, of a leader. And again, that makes a lot of sense for Capricorns. But, okay, so in spite of all these wonderful things that we're learning about right now, and the tarot is not, what it is just the way I see the tarot is that it it's it's just giving you like reminders of things that maybe in our daily life, in living life every day, get so involved with other things and this and that, and people and everything that goes on in everyday life, that we kind of sometimes forget to contemplate. And so the tarot is doing oftentimes a contemplation for us. And so these cards, these images, that's all it's doing. It's like, this is life, and this happens. This could be happening to you. Just remember to do this or that, or just remember to think about, whatever. So in the next card that you have, okay, which it does look rather scary, right? It's the Eight of Swords, right? And it is a pretty scary card because you have this woman who's like tied tied down, tied up, and blindfolded, right? That's what it looks like. Um, and so why is this woman this way? What did she do? So let's look at the symbolism here. So the Eight of Swords, or the eight swords, are pointing down, and this symbolizes that the woman's fears that are causing her to stay passive, right? She's got like all these fears, and because of these fears, she can't move. So three of those swords are on her right side. You see that? And this symbolizes her fear of becoming brokenhearted. Okay, that's what those three swords on her right symbolize, her fear of becoming brokenhearted. And the five swords that are on her left symbolize her fear of becoming defeated. Okay, now the rope tying her up and her blindfold symbolize her confusion and inactive state. So she is confused. And because she is confused, she's inactive. And fear, too, will also freeze you, right? So the gray sky, because the sky is gray here, symbolizes a lack of hope, and possibly depression. Now, she is standing all alone, far away from the town in the distance. See, there's a town in the distance, a beautiful little castle up there on top of that hill. She's really far away from that, and this symbolizes her isolation, how she's feeling isolated. Now, this could apply to guys too. Her feet, if you look down at her feet, and it's kind of hard to see in this card, but if I'll see if I can find a better image of it if it's a problem. So her feet are are standing on ground that is very uneven. See, it's cut off between water and earth, and this symbolizes her fear of moving forward. Okay, so now this tarot card denotes being stuck and unable to move forward due to confusions and maybe not knowing what's going on. Often, this card shows up when, let's see, when you get this gut feeling of being, manipulated by other people. Um, Now, let's see. Now, this card, it's very tricky because you have this card, and on the other side, on the right, is the devil. See, you're in the middle here with the five of wands, and then you have the lady, and then on the other side, you have the devil. So, when you have these two cards show up together, and they're not like right next to each other, but they are pretty together. And what this means is that it could be that your fears, okay, uh, the fears that you're feeling, they're keeping you from seeing clearly. And the devil here can also represent incredibly strong-minded people who are forcing their beliefs on you, leaving you doubting yourself. So, okay, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. Now, this the Eight of Swords that you have here also, which you also on the at the end of your reading, the last card in your reading, you also have a sword, a sword card there, and that is the seven of swords. I'm sorry. All right. So you have these two sword cards, and when these two sword cards, the Eight of Swords and the Seven of Swords, uh, show up, even though they're not next to each other, but they're both in the reading, it could mean that you're being kept in the dark about certain matters. All right, and so being kept in the dark about certain matters, and that's again something that only you can interpret in your life. Just know from what we've talked about up to this point, with everything that's being shown here in your reading, that you do have these three cards, right? The Eight of Swords, the Devil, and the Seven of Swords. And notice that, okay, another interesting thing is that you have the Eight of Pentacles, and it's followed by the Eight of Swords, okay? So they're both number 8. But below the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Devil, and below that, which could mean somebody's deceiving you, and below that, you have the Seven of Swords, and we're going to talk about the meaning of that card later. But when combined with the Eight of Swords, that's what it means, right? When these, you know, when the Eight of Swords shows up with the Devil, your fears are keeping you from seeing clearly. The Devil can also represent uh, strong-minded people are forcing their beliefs on you, leaving you doubting yourself. And then the Eight of Swords combined with the Seven of Swords could be telling you that you are being kept in the dark about certain matters. All right, and you're in the middle here with these wands and other people, with these wands, these disagreements or little some frictions going on. Even though you are in control of your emotions, and there's judgment telling you to wake up, and then there's the lady, beautiful lady with all these these beautiful things that she has surrounding her, with the Nine of Pentacles, and how she's there's security, um, taking a break from not life, being in a beautiful surroundings, um, self-reliance. Okay, a beautiful house, you know, but there's something going on. Something's going on there. Okay. Okay. So that's the Eight of Swords. Okay. So um let's see here. Um so this Eight of Swords card, sometimes when it shows up in readings, and because you have the Devil and you have the Seven of Swords there, you might want to consider thinking about this idea that when this shows up, it could be telling you to hold off in making any major decisions because you, the seeker, does not have all of the information. Okay? Okay, so, and possibly to just bide your time and wait and see how things turn out on their own. That's what's probably the best thing, and the best outcome will come from that. And you are Cancer, the only person who can really say what that could mean for you specifically. Um, okay, let's see. All right. Now, let's let's look at there you have it. Now, let's just look at the Devil card, because just to kind of talk a little bit about the symbological meaning of the card, and just to see what it says, just the card itself, without what we just learned in relation to the Eight of Swords and the Seven of Swords, especially the Eight of Swords, okay? Which is what you have there, or which is, pretty important. Um, but, uh, okay, so now in this Devil card, the Devil portrays what is called or known as a Baphomet, which is the Sabbatic goat, a winged and horned creature combining human and bestial features. This figure also represents the archangel Uriel, and he's in disguise. Now, Uriel is the lord of powerful action and is the keeper of the mysteries deep within our planet and in the underworld. Okay, now the devil symbolizes our fears and beliefs that bonds us and prevents us from experiencing expansiveness and growth. Okay, and this totally makes sense with your Eight of Swords. Okay, um, all right. The devil stands on an altar. Okay, he's kind of like sitting in this image, and so he stands on an altar which represents the lower aspects of the ego. For example, our obsessions or our addictions. Now, the man and the woman, uh, has horns and tails. Okay, the man and the woman, both of them have horns and tails, and this symbolizes their earthly desires. The chain that's around their necks, right, are loose, and their hands are not bound. So this represents their free will, and they are enslaved through their own choosing rather than by force. Because if they wanted to, they could easily just, with their hands, remove the chains, right? Okay. Now, the devil, with the man and the woman, the three of them there, creates a perverted um, benediction, symbolizing. Let's see here. Let me just hold on, please. Okay, sorry about that. I had to go and answer the door. Okay, so anyway, we were talking about the devil with the man and the woman, the three of them there together, kind of forming like a triangle between the three of them, right? Um, they create a perverted benediction. Um, a benediction is like a blessing or a prayer, right? Okay, so this is a perverted benediction, and this symbolizing the mocking of the Hierophant's love of God and traditions. Okay, now who is the Hierophant, right? And we do have a tarot card for the Hierophant. All right, and I'm gonna try to pull this card out. He is the number 5 of the major arcana in the tarot, but um okay, and he he's the Pope. He's the spiritual leader, I guess. Um, and he's oh gosh, he's like the messenger of God. The Hierophant is a person who will bring the people, the believers, um, into the presence of what is deemed holy. Okay. It's a This word comes from ancient Greece, and there's a lot of it's a lot of symbolism that's related to the church and to um, so, but that's what they're talking about there when they talk about the Hierophant, right? Um, in relation to this card of the devil that we were talking about. So, so the fact that the three of them are in that triangle and it's like a perverted benediction, it symbolizes mocking the Hierophant's love of God and traditions, including that of the devil as its meaning of the opposite, right? Okay. And basically saying that the devil does stand for the opposite. Okay, so rather than tradition and order, the devil wants to break the rules and create more chaos. And the man and the woman are Adam and Eve. And Adam and Eve, you can also see them in the Lovers card of the Tarot. But they're beautiful love, angel of love, and yeah, we'll see if see. I'll see if I can bring up a card for you to see the Lovers card. Um, but their angel of love has become a fallen angel now. He's a fallen angel of selfishness, greed, and darkness. So the devil's right hand holds a torch that lights the man's tail, all right, which symbolizes the male sex drive. And that's what that symbolizes. Okay. And yeah, it's very, very intense symbolism, right? And the torch in the devil's right hand symbolizes the power of the conscious mind to escape the darkness. The grapes on the female's tail symbolizes the desire for security and the finer things in life. Okay, so this reverse pentagram on the devil's forehead, and again, I'm going to try to pull that up a little closer, perhaps. Okay, it's a reverse pentagram, and it's on the devil's forehead, and this symbolizes dark energy as it overturns the proper order of things and demonstrates the triumph, okay, of matter over spirit. So the devil's number is 15, all right? And that's what this card is. The devil is El Diablo, uh number 15. That's the card. And in numerology, that reduces down to one digit and becomes a number 6 if you add 1 plus 5, which corresponds to the Lovers card, which is number 6. So here it symbolizes the physical act of love more than the spiritual. All right? Okay, and the devil is ruled by Capricorn in the zodiac. And if we look at the astrological, uh, you know, aspect of the devil card, which I find really fascinating, the devil is ruled by Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn has been called the planet of fate and the lord of karma. It governs the part of you that accepts challenge to gain wisdom. Saturn exert an opposing force to limit the expansion of Jupiter, to keep Jupiter's nature from running rampantly out of control. So Saturn cements us into the physical plane and rules things that are constricting and hard. When well aspected, Saturn's influence denotes patience, diligence, practicality, self-discipline, reliability, healthy ambitions. Saturn assists us in succeeding in the earthly plane. Okay? All right. And that is the devil. Now it's that's the symbological aspects of the devil in this card. Now the meaning of this card may represents our primal desire for earthly pleasures. It also represents our fears. Um, let's see, that can cause addictions and compulsive behaviors. Okay. Uh, the devil is very materialistic and ambitious. So when this card shows up in your reading, you might find yourself craving more power and money in your life. Okay. Um, okay. The other cards in this layout, uh, could um, add more information to that, but I think that even though we're reading all of this symbological aspects of what the devil represents, because in your Eight of Swords card, it tells us that if it's in relation, if it's next to the devil, or if it appears with the devil, all right. Um, well, its interpretation is very different. Do you remember Cancer? The Eight of Swords shows up with the devil, then your fears are stopping you from seeing clearly, and may represent that some strong minded people are forcing their beliefs on you, leaving you doubting yourself. And then it also mentions with the when you get the Eight of Cards with the Seven of Cards, Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords with the Seven of Swords, right? Um, when those two cards are combined, you are being kept in the dark about certain matters. And the devil card is under the devil, and the Seven of Swords are right beneath the the Nine of Pentacles, and I do believe that's you. All right. So let's go to your next card, the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups, um okay, we know that you started out with the as a King of Cups, right? And um control of the emotions, but in the Four of Cups, um we see four cups, and three of them are just sitting there. Let's see what it says. Let's look at the symbological meaning of this card. Okay, because it's following your devil and it's beneath your Eight of Swords, so it's pretty important. So, the three cups represent the cups in Three of Cups, symbolizing the outside world of social groups and people coming together. The man sits under the tree with his arms and legs folded, do you see? And this symbolizes a meditative state of contemplation, as well as being introverted and reserved. Now, he takes little interest in the Three of Cups in front of him, and a cup is being presented to him by an outstretched um, hand, and this could represent the Ace of Cups. A new opportunity it might be presenting itself. But the man takes no notice of the cup being offered to him either, and this symbolizes emotional apathy. The tree symbolizes life and growth um, uh, in stillness, not moving. That's what that means. Okay, now the Four of Cups is the card of contemplation. Okay, and it often shows up when the seeker is dissatisfied about something and doesn't fully notice what they are being offered. And they are bored with what they've got, but don't do much to change it either. It is the card of apathy. Four of Cups with the Hermit can denote you have lost interest in the outside world and are instead focusing on meditation. This can also be the case if Four of Cups are next to Four of Swords. Well, you're not next to Four of Swords, but you do have Eight of Swords above and Seven of Swords at the end on the other side of temperament. Um, so you need to perhaps contemplate and meditate. It's saying here, right? And it kind of makes sense since it's following the devil. Um, and and then you have Temperance, um, which is the card that's following your Four of Cups. And this is a major arcana. And no, let's see here. And again, we have another angel. Tarot card has a lot of angels. Angels are very important. So here you have this lovely card. And, okay. It's the number 14. All right. So here we have in this card Temperance, La Templanza. You have the angel Gabriel, and he is the angel of messages, the same angel that it's in your Judgment card. So you have the angel Gabriel twice in a reading. Wow. Okay, so he's again the messenger, right? He lights up the way to the truth and assists us to see our highest and best path. Okay, so there it is. Wow. The flowers are irises. Okay, and they symbolize the goddess Iris, who links God to humanity. Iris travels from one end of the world to another, into the depths of the sea and the underworld. The angel's feet, one on land and one on the water, symbolizes the unification of the external and internal. Okay, so that's also the consciousness, the conscious and the unconscious. All right, it also represents testing the waters before jumping into the unknown. The red wings on the on Gabriel, the angel Gabriel, all right, they represent blood, which symbolizes life. The sun conceals a crown, which represents connection to higher power. Okay. The triangle on the angel's dress is an equilateral triangle and symbolizes spirit, divinity, fire, life, prosperity, and harmony. It can also symbolize God and the Holy Trinity. The square outside the triangle represents protection and stability. Temperance is ruled by Sagittarius in the zodiac. And that is what you have. You have the Temperance card. This card lighting your way. In other words, it's following your meditation and reflection. So you will find a path, and there is a path coming out of the water. See, going towards that sun. Okay. All right. And then okay. Now and then finally we have our Seven of Swords, right? And we're gonna just look at that one quickly um, and finish this reading, Cancer, which is taking a very long time, like all my readings are, because when we talk about the symbolisms of the cards, and I'm doing them pretty much individually, because this is the first reading that I've ever done. I mean, I've been studying the tarot for almost a year, and this is the first time that I'm actually doing these readings publicly. And I decided that I was going to do a symbological focus in my readings, and that is why they take so long. So No, this is the Five of Swords. I thought there were seven swords in this card. Let me look at this card again. Now I'm confused about this card. One, two, three, four, five. No, he's got seven cards. That's right. Seven swords, I mean. He's seven swords. Yeah, that's right. That's a lot of swords. Three, four, five, six, seven swords. Wow. And he's looking back, huh? In this card. So let's look at the symbolism. So five of the swords in his arms, he's holding five of them. They symbolize getting away with something less than honorable. Oh, goodness. The military camp in the background symbolizes the rules and laws he is breaking. There are two swords behind him pointing downward, and these symbolize the apathy of society towards what he has done. In the background, there is a small group of soldiers, and one of them has his sword raised, symbolizing being caught out. Being caught. Wow. So the Seven of Swords um, denotes someone who is moving forward in less than honorable ways. There is often dishonesty connected with this card and trying to get away with something or trying to get out of something by lying. This is the card for thieves. Oh my goodness. The Seven of Swords combined with the no, you don't have the no, you don't have the Magician, so we're not gonna worry about the Magician. So this card can perhaps means represent someone who is hiding the truth, a negative energy that comes and goes, and you might not even know about it. Plays around behind your back. Oh, goodness. Doesn't pay their way. Oh my goodness. It doesn't mean you're being cheated on because you don't have the Three of Swords, but if you did, it could mean that. But look in this here it's talking about when it's combined with the Nine of Swords. Oh yeah, that's different though because the other one, the Eight of Swords with the Seven of Swords. Yeah. So, Cancer, my dear Cancers, my goodness, I'm so sorry, that this is happening. I guess it's warning you. You have the Eight of Swords, you're being held down, you're fearful, but when it's combined with the Devil, somebody's trying to convince you to think of a certain way when you don't want to. There's deceit going on, and then with the Seven, right? So, there you go. There you go. That is your reading for March of 2016. Thank you for taking the time to visit and listen to the reading. If it was too long for you, I'm really sorry and thanks for your patience. But I hope that you did listen to it all and that you were interested in everything that we've learned with uh with this reading. I wish you the best, lots of love and peace. Take good care and have a peaceful and lovely month of March. Spring coming round the corner. Enjoy it. Take good care, Cancer. Thanks again for listening. Bye bye.